All right. And another thing that happened over the course of really, I mean, kind of, at the end of last week, but over the weekend was the update of the Chinese spy balloon floating around the United States of America. I'm not really sure what to think of that whole situation because it's coming out, later on that apparently that thing had been flying around the United States since Tuesday was the earliest that we knew about it, meaning we as in the United States government. And even on the day that the public was made aware, it was allowed to float around for God knows how long, collecting whatever data and transmitting that back to China. And political officials were a little snappy in regards to people's questioning of the situation. I don't know who it was who said it because I'll be honest with you. This was not one I looked too deeply into because it's like, what are we gonna do about that? Like, it's out there. Do you guys think that? Do you guys trust the government as it currently stands? Like, none of that surprised me, shocked me. I do feel pretty helpless in regards to doing anything about it. So, the head of defense, who will not be named because I really don't know who it was, came out and told people, we're not going to be updating you moment to moment on where the Chinese spy balloon is. If you really want to know that bad, you can take a look up in the sky. And it's just the desensitization to something that is not necessarily an attack, but a breach of global policy, I would say. Sending that balloon in the way that it has is something that's unprecedented. I mean, it very well may happen more times than we realize, but when I say that it's unprecedented, doing it so blatantly in broad day seems kind of like a spit in the face of the American people and a challenge. I'm not talking about a challenge of violence, but are we just going to do nothing about that? Are we just going to allow that to have happened and then not address the situation, not confront China? And I mean, I know we've already said, "Hey, China, what's that all about?" And they're like, "Oh, no, it's nothing. It's no spy balloon. It's a weather balloon." And yeah, that's my best Chinese impression. But saying like it was, they say it was a weather balloon and that it just floated off course here all the way to Utah, or Montana or whatever. I'm sure it's gone over. I'm sure it flew over those and a number of other probably more populated, more populous locations as well. So I don't know, man. I mean, we make jokes all the time, or not really jokes, but we make accusations. We throw out that America is owned, at least in part, by the Chinese Communist Party all the time. And this was one of those situations that definitely, I won't say confirms that conspiracy, but it doesn't make it look any better. The lack of action, and when it was finally shot down, I mean, what's the excuse there? That the balloon was finally shot down. It was finally in an area where it was like okay to do it. Like, I don't understand how much harm and damage could that thing have caused falling excuse me, to the ground. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would say that we'll find out more as this story develops, but I don't really think that we're going to find out too much information, or at least accurate information, on what was captured, what we're going to do about it moving forward, and what it was actually, here to do, any of that stuff. But stay tuned. Who knows? Who knows what we'll find out in this year? The years keep getting crazier, huh? I mean, from 2019 moving forward, it's just one mad event after the other. So Chinese spy balloons just happens to be the story of the month for February of 2023. Let's stay tuned to see how this develops.